Welcome to Colts Talk, presented by Prize Picks. By the way, be sure to use code HMA. You'll get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup, courtesy of our friends at Prize Picks. Look, you don't want to get a message from your boss early on a Monday morning, but we did here on Colts Talk. Challenge for the day, get 25 new subscribers. At the end of the message, it said, if you can. If we can. Come on, Colts Nation. I know you'll help me out. All you got to do, hit that sub button. You'll get free Colts coverage automatically, and I'll get the bosses off my back. So hit that sub button right now. With trade rumors going on, with extension talks going on, with everything happening around Jonathan Taylor, could the Colts running back, the three-time Pro Bowler, all this could be leading to a hold-in? Yes, that's right. Could we see a hold-in for Jonathan Taylor? You may be familiar with holdouts. We'll talk about hold-in and why we think it may happen. This comes from James Boyd of The Athletic, covering the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts insider saying about Taylor, he's entering the final year of an extension he signed in 2023, and when he asked this spring about his contract, Taylor said he wants to be a Colt for life. He has earned the chance to make that dream a reality, and perhaps he and the Colts can reach an agreement in these 2 weeks leading up to training camp. If they can't, and third contracts between a running back and a team that draft them are pretty rare, Taylor should not hesitate to revisit a tactic that drove most of the Colts fans, front office, and Indy's fan base crazy. Taylor should hold in. Hold in. That's going to be the word of the day here on Colts Talk. Look, essentially, it is in a similar sense as a holdout. Like, you're not going to participate and do things because you want a new contract, and you're going to get serious and say and do these things. However, Jonathan Taylor will actually be there. He'll come to Colts training camp. He'll be at practices. The vibe's probably going to be, my knee hurts, my back hurts, I'm not feeling 100%, I can't go out there and do it. That's usually how a hold-in works until you get your deal actually done. So, is it as serious as a holdout? No. Is it still very serious of saying, like, I'm not doing what I should be because you won't pay me? Yes, it is at this point in time. And again, this would be Taylor's third contract with Indianapolis. Been very good through the first two, and now you're kind of looking towards, and don't worry, we'll get into the numbers today. Spotrac's got him at 2 years, $31 million. I think there's numbers in between. There's more, there's less, different situations overall. But look, overall, with the money talk, Jonathan Taylor's earned it. He's been very good over the past 2 years, and last year specifically, when Daniel Jones went down, it was Jonathan Taylor who really stepped out, and played really, really well for the Colts. I know he had some moments, but that weren't as great. But again, you're out Daniel Jones, you're struggling on the O-line. The question is, if you had to guess, will a Jonathan Taylor extension get done before the season? You got training camp, and then the season begins. Do you think it will get done before then? Type Y for yes, type N for no. If the Colts can't get a deal done, and look, that's that's a real thing that could really happen, can't get a deal done, then you look to the franchise tag projected for 2027, according to Over the Cap. That'll be about $15 million if they want to franchise tag him. What you're kind of looking at, price range anyway, the top 10 highest paid running backs in the NFL. You can see Taylor's up there. He's in the top 10. He's getting $14 million a year. The Spotrac projections got him going up to about 15.5. The franchise tag has him at 15. I mean, the numbers, the idea, the complexity of this situation is very, very difficult. That's what's going on in the Jonathan Taylor world. It is a complex situation. You got Taylor who wants to be a Colt. I think the Colts are trying to determine, how many years they can give him, how much they can pay him, how competitive they're going to be with him as the number one guy this season. And yet you have a guy who's so meaningful to Indianapolis in general, right? As a leader, as a player, and on the field, right? He matters to your offense. He's a very important player, and that's going to be a part of this. Plus, Daniel Jones is healthy, feeling good, should start the season, and yet you can't guarantee that. You can't just say that Daniel Jones is going to go out and start the season. Plus, we're already getting the trade rumors. So that adds pressure for the Colts to get a deal done as much as it is for Taylor to get the deal he wants. And he wants a deal. He has been pretty honest. He's been out there saying he wants to be a Colt for life. That is a part of that. That matters in general, and I think it plays for him. But at this point in time, the Colts have to watch it, because the more they sit back and wait, the more they look at the Jonathan Taylor situation, the more the price will go up. Not just because of Taylor and how he'll perform, but you also have to consider some other names in the mix, which I want to talk about here in just one second. But first, Colts fans, I know you're itching to get back to watching football in person, and I respect that completely. And that's why I want to say and give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is SeatGeek. You got the MLB full season in full swing right now. Football getting closer and closer. I know so many people that got World Cup tickets on SeatGeek. They love using SeatGeek. I love using SeatGeek. It's always the app I recommend to my friends when we talk about going to a concert, to a game, and I know we'll be using it for Colts games coming up this season, and that's because SeatGeek has your back. When you're on there looking, each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. You look on there, you see the green dots, green means good. If you were to see some red dots, red means bad. And, of course, today on Colts Talk, I have a code for you guys, and this is whether you're a new or existing user. You can use code CHAT10 to get 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code Chat10. What you want to do now, make sure you click the link in the description to download the app, and that will have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. That's why we want to say thanks, SeatGeek. So for the Colts, when they want to get this Jonathan Taylor deal done, you obviously have the idea of like Taylor could have a big year and then you have to pay him more, right? That's part of it. Then you have other big names who are going to get paid and are looking to get paid in the upcoming time frame that Taylor is. And if they get paid first, that resets that top 10 list that we showed you earlier, right? All the numbers change. All of a sudden, you go from 7 to 10. You want to get back up to 7 if you're Jonathan Taylor. Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs, both in different situations, but they're looking to get extensions and big contracts coming up here. The Athletics, Austin Mock, he put together projections for these guys. Bijan Robinson could get up to close to $22 million a year. Jahmyr Gibbs, almost $20 million himself. These are two names to watch for, and believe me, the Colts will be watching, the NFL will be watching, because when these numbers come out, when these guys get paid, it's going to reset everything. It's going to change everything. Agents are going to change their mind. That's why it matters for the Colts to get a deal done, hopefully before camp. And look, Taylor's up there with these guys. He does a lot of the things that these guys do. He means as much to the Colts as these guys do. So, $20 million, $22 million, I don't know if that's where Jonathan Taylor is. But look, the Colts should prepare for him to ask for, similar money, or again, match the money, the market. Everything's going to go up once Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs get paid. That's really important to note. Now, the good news is Austin Mock, in the same article he projected Robinson and Gibbs, he also kind of noted like, hey, Jonathan Taylor's been worth the money so far for Indianapolis. He noted, however, as we said, there are success stories too with their, he was talking about second contracts, third contracts, two recent standouts, Jonathan Taylor and Christian McCaffrey. Here's what he had to say about Taylor. Taylor tallied 883 touches with the Indianapolis Colts before signing a 3-year, $42 million deal that ended a holdout in his fourth season. While Taylor has battled injuries, he's mostly held up and produced back-to-back Pro Bowl seasons in 2024 and 2025, the first two of his extensions. So a little bit there from the Athletics, Austin Mock, on like, hey, Jonathan Taylor's been one of those guys that has earned his contract. So, when it comes down to getting paid again, I think the Colts may not have to, they can't hesitate, because they know he'll be worth it, A, and B, there's going to be other names getting more money not long after. Colts fans, be the GM for a second and name your price. How much would you pay Jonathan Taylor? You got to add in the love you have for him, the market price, all that's going to go into it. I want to hear from you right now down below. How much would you pay Jonathan Taylor? Speaking of Jonathan Taylor, training camp inching closer and closer for the Indianapolis Colts. We do have to note, we do have to pay attention to, the Colts will have a battle for that running back 2 spot. That's going to be very important for them. That's going to be one of our, battles to watch, or things to watch for training camp in general. It will be between, first off, DJ Giddens, the second year running back for the Indianapolis Colts. Year ago, 5th round draft pick. And look, under 100 rushing yards, just not really given the ball much, not given much opportunity in his first year. And now you head into year 2. Where do things kind of stand? Yeah, well, here's what Shane Steichen had to say about what is right now the backup running back, I would say, for the Colts. He's kind of a glide runner, good slasher, stretch cut guy that's a physical runner. I saw a little bit of that in training camp last year, obviously, and the reps he got late in the season against Houston. Steichen continues excited for his growth and his development as a runner and as a pass protector, which has been mentioned a couple of times, by the way, with Giddens. It's going to be big going into year 2. Obviously, there's a lot of blitzes that you have to pick up in the league and take the next steps in the growth process in that. So Steichen looking for Giddens to get better with the pass blocking and then emphasize the things that he's been good with. He will go against Seth McGowan. This is the noted rookie that's going against him. I know we have a Ulysses Bentley situation and a couple undrafted guys, but it's looking to be Giddens versus McGowan. And McGowan drafted later than Giddens, and yet the Colts pretty excited about what they have from a guy who's had, the legal issues kind of deterred his college career. Ended up doing a little bit of community college, but still a playmaker. I think this is still a guy that when the Colts get to training camp, you're going to have eyes on this dude. No choice. You're going to have to be watching McGowan. You're going to have to be watching, as well as DJ Giddens. Those two guys are going to be very, very important. And look, you may be saying to yourself, well, it's just the backup running back position. Fair enough. However, I think there's a little bit more that goes into it. Before we continue with today's show, I did want to mention today's show presented by Prize Picks. They are America's #1 sports picks app for a reason. That's because you can win cash while watching sports. Sitting on the couch watching sports, why not win some cash? And by the way, right now on the Prize Picks app, they have a great new feature with the social feeds feature. You can share Prize Picks with your friends and copy lineups with a single click. That includes me and producer AP. You follow us on Prize Picks, tailor fade our picks, and get the picks before they can get posted on the show at Billy_BB at CSAP. You can copy lineups just like this one. We're excited about a few rookies coming up this season. Caleb Downs specifically, 1.5 interceptions. This is season long, by the way. We're going more on that one, of course, as the Cowboys look to utilize him. Jordan Tyson down in New Orleans, more on 4.5 receiving touchdowns over the year. And Kenyon Sadiq, let's see if he can get it going in the Big Apple. We think so. More on 449.5 receiving yards there. That's how it works. Pick the player, pick the stat, more or less on Prize Picks. Plus, with our new user offer, you just download the Prize Picks app today with the link in the comment section and description. Then use code HMA. That'll get you $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup, because on Prize Picks, it's good to be right. So, again, I do want to wrap up just with a thought here that, I get it. It's running back 2. You don't want to spend your whole training camp and excitement, watching this matchup in general. But the Colts are already talking and emphasizing the idea of Jonathan Taylor having a less of a workload, right? So it is going to matter. If you're going to take away his workload, who steps up and is out there for the Colts in general? I'll be honest. For me, McGowan, Giddens, that ain't it. I'm hoping the Colts go out and get another running back. I know that might be a little bit bold. I'm not sure exactly who. I'm not sure they haven't been linked to anybody. I just feel like maybe there's a chance they should go out and give another guy a chance here to have a real backup to Jonathan Taylor coming up this season. But again, that's a matchup we're going to watch in training camp. A reminder, as we get closer and closer, the rookies will report on July 27th. Veterans report on July 28th. You've got joint practices with the Patriots and the Falcons. 2 days with the Falcons, by the way, so you'll be able to catch that as fans. And then general training camp update for you guys. Again, 13 practices, all open to the public. Joint practices, night practices. So much cool stuff going on with the Indianapolis Colts. So definitely a good chance for everybody to get excited for the Colts by checking out these upcoming dates. Wanted to make sure you guys were up to date on training camp, which is coming in really, really hot, less than 2 weeks away in general. And when training camp does begin, we will have all the latest anything Indianapolis right here on Colts Talk, so make sure you subscribe.